What's up, guys? Welcome back to this episode of the Road to Redemption podcast. I'm, as always, your host, Cam Williamson. It is great to be back with you. We got a lot of things to unpack today. Jussie Smullett was sentenced to 150 days in jail. He had a big mental health outburst, as the media is calling it. We're going to talk about that. Pete Davidson, Kanye updates a little, as Kanye was suspended from Instagram for 24 hours. A lot of people talking about that. What else is going on? It's St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day to you all. So again, we got a few things. Trump was on the Nelk Boys podcast. I guess their podcast is called Full Send. I've seen these guys around the UFC. Never know who they were. Saw that Trump was going to be on the show. I watched it. He called that it was going to get taken down. It did. We'll talk about that as well. Let's talk first Jussie Smollett. It's mental health. I like to, call this a mental health show. I always try to tie in the mental health aspect if I can. So, Jussie Smollett, I don't think I need to refresh people on what he did. He pretty much staged a hate crime. He was out wandering about Chicago at 2-3 o'clock in the morning in the middle of a snowstorm and decided that he was going to hire a couple guys to pretend to beat his ass, I guess. He filed a police report with a noose around his neck, still hanging on his neck, with a letter, like chicken scratch, like hate, talking about gay people and black people and stuff, because he's gay and black. And he does all this while he's in negotiations with Empire, the show he was on. So the process goes through. Pretty much everyone smells the bullshit lingering around this. Boom, he's found guilty. He faked it. There's like checks between the people and everything. It clear as day. So he's gonna do jail time, 150 days. People say, well, that's a little crazy, right? Some people say that's white power raining down on a black man yet again. Because if this was a white guy who had done this, he would not be seeing jail time. I can tell you, race aside, which is always something I like to try to do. This is why Jussie Smollett is serving 150 days in jail. He wasted the city of Chicago's time, their money. They want that back. They're not going to get that back. I didn't see much about repaying back the city. I just saw the 150 days in jail. So this is more of a statement to people. Hey, this is not to be fucked with. This whole creating hate crimes and making a media blast out of our city and causing all this crap for us. That happened at a very crucial time. There was a lot of stuff going on in the country at that time, causing a lot of racial divides. And I think this is a principle-setting moment. Now, let's talk about the mental health. Apparently, he's going to serve the 150 days in the psych ward because somebody said he was suicidal. I don't know who said that. I can tell you from somebody who's made a sudden realization that I'm about to go to jail, you will say shit like that. I'll kill myself in here. Fuck that. And I'll tell you what, the second you say that, it's over for you. It's over for you. Now, Smollett was making it seem like they were gonna, Harvey Weinstein, not Harvey Weinstein, what's that other? Epstein, his ass. Kill him in prison. Dude, they don't care that much. You don't hold valuable secrets, literally about government officials and stuff. They don't care. So your concern might be that you might get your ass beat in prison. That's a legitimate concern, and okay, you might be playing up a little bit for the streets when you get out, because let's not forget, 150 days is only 6 months? I'm not saying that's not a long time to go away, but he's gonna come out within this year. He'll be back on the streets. So it's he's not trying to ruin every reputation he has. Yeah, it's pretty much over for him. But to go, I'm not suicidal, I don't need to be in a psych ward. Careful what you say on TV, big guy, because if you, behind closed doors, made this deal where instead of going to jail, you can spend it in a mental institution working on yourself and maybe figuring out why you felt the need to cause this much attention-seeking behavior and why you were willing to stoop to such low levels, it's probably not a bad thing for you, man. And some protection from a pretty gnarly environment, which, let's not be real, he called himself the gay Tupac, but let's not fuck around, dude. You're not meant for jail, dog. You're not a hustler for this, so no one inside is gonna respect you for the hustle. You might get a few clowns that laugh about it or whatever, but like, you're better off in a mental institution, dog. So, there's that. Kanye, he got taken off, or he got temporarily suspended for 24 hours. So here's the thing. The tides have officially turned on Kanye West. Nobody is in Kanye's corner on this anymore. It has officially turned to like harassment, to the point where now there's documentation that Instagram has blocked his behavior. And they have seen it as harassing and bullying. Kanye better chill, because I'm telling you, as a dad, and we're going to talk about this probably more than anything else today, because I have a lot of experience and stuff like this. As a dad, everything you do, from the announcement of you and your spouses or significant others breaking up, everything you do is being tracked by the court. It may not be yet, but it's gonna be. You already know the Kardashian Jenners lawyered up. Straight up, you know they are. Have been from the jump, right? We know this. So, if you think you're gonna beat them in court, you're wrong. Kim Kardashian's known to be a great mother. That doesn't bode well for you. He's making videos online talking about he doesn't want his kids on TikTok, which I can respect. That's between you and the mother, not you and Instagram. What do you think Instagram is gonna do? They block you there, right? They block you on. So what do you think they're gonna call TikTok and be like, hey, yo, Ye wants any video of North taken off? Maybe, but in the current state you're going at, probably not. Nobody's trying to do anything for you because you're literally a psychotic ex harassing somebody that you want back. It's pathetic. It's understandable. Hold on before you guys freak out. It's understandable to the point of I know the feeling personally of not being able to accept something that just is, right? It just is. Now, here's the hard thing, especially when you struggle with mental health. When you have a situation that you're not a fan of, and it just is, nothing you can do about it, outside of God intervention, absolutely nothing you can do about it, right? So you sit with that, and then you do what? You create every worst case scenario in your own mind. Guess what Pete did? He brought them shits alive. Kanye asked him in the text messages, where are you? He goes, I'm in bed with your wife. Ding dong. You just set off a psycho. Because any dude, I don't want to say any dude, I know a lot of guys and this is a problem that we're going to talk about, that if their woman, to them, their girl, whatever you want to call them, is out running around being public with another guy, that is a different type of sting. But here's why. You're treating her as if she's property, right? That woman is not yours. She's never been yours, never was yours, never gonna be yours. She's choosing to be around you and associate you into her life. It's probably the ideal of possession over her that drove you to the position you're in now. Right? So you have to look at every situation from both sides. Does that make what Kanye's doing right? No. Can we find the mental behind it? Possibly. He's a hurt man processing not only the fact that his wife is shacking up with another dude, but also his kids are possibly around this other guy. Now, we don't know that. Kim may not even be about that. Kim might be like, no, this is separate. Maybe. We don't know. I don't like to watch families be ripped apart in the public eye, right? We know every family has problems. And I think that's a part of why the Kardashians are so popular, is because they were the first kind of celebrity family to open up the wall and go, look, we're family, even though our problems are different than y'all's. We still got problems, and we're going to let you see those. As the years have gone on, and the girls involved have gotten older and been married, and their lives have always been public, so people know things about their life that they can't really keep out of the show, or maybe they just choose not to. Some people say that this is a hype for their new show on Hulu, and Kanye's new album, and Pete's new movie. Could be. Could be. That would make a fool of all of us who are taking it seriously on a mental health standard, and that would really piss me off, especially if Pete was involved in it, because Pete has been an advocate for mental health. But let's not fuck around and act like in cities everywhere there's not these relationships going on. I mean, fuck. We all have Facebook. We see people post. If you ain't a dog mother, you know, this sumbitch is out running around, and they're putting all their shit on blast on social media. The difference is Kanye has 100 million followers, and Kim has 300 million followers, and Pete has no social media. So he's getting beat up, which just shows you the character of Kanye. He can't come back at you. And the only way he does come back is like through a friend or whatever. It's like, alright. It is childish. I care about it for the mental health aspect of it. Seeing it on such a big scale does bring light to it. Trevor Noah had a perfect take on it. Now he drew from his own personal experience where he saw his mother be abused, right? So he said, I may have no tolerance for this shit at all, and I may be biased. I'm willing to say that. I don't hear much from Trevor Noah anymore, and what I do, it's awfully like kind of corny, honestly. But this, he hit the nail on the head, and he was just kind of backing up what D.L. Hewley said, and he was like, man, this isn't a game. We can look at it as a media ploy if we want, or we can take it seriously and go, this needs to stop. Right? The situation as a whole, not making Kanye, like, take Kanye out of it. But we need to set a standard in this country for when two people split, you cannot just actively try to destroy each other's lives, man. I've been on the receiving end of that a few times, just during breakups in small ways. Like where people chase you around town and make shit real uncomfortable for you and stuff like that. Like that sucks, man. It sucks. It sucks to not know how you know, after a breakup, you're already trying to figure out how you're going to rebuild your life or what your life is going to look like. And then you got the past terrorizing you. So it's like, okay, at some point, this is actual harassment. Whether he intends it to be or not. If he thinks he's just being funny or whatever, it's not fucking funny. Nobody thinks the shit's funny. So, you know, it makes me sad because this is a child's parents. So she will grow up. She will see all this. She will see the backlash that her dad gets. That's why I think it's rough for people that go super hard on him. Because, again, his kids are going to see this shit, man. You can say something to encourage a family. You can say something and point out a wrongdoing. But to trash him, it's wrong what he's doing. I am saying that. But to trash him is also wrong. Right? Okay, let's move on. So, Trump was on the Nelk Boys, and I watched it. Actually, I don't even know how it came across my radar. So their Google marketing team or ads expert team, whoever, or YouTube just liked them for a minute. They were pumping that shit to everybody's feed because by the time it was over, a lot of people were already talking about it. So Trump said throughout the whole thing, and he rambled on kind of as he does. I'm the greatest, I'm a good DJ, or whatever the fuck he was talking about. Whatever. And then he was talking about, I'm going to see y'all's integrity when they try to take this down, when they silence this. I'm going to see how y'all respond. And I'm going to lose a lot of respect for you if you don't, like, speak up. So, within 5 days, I think it 5 million views or something, and they yanked it. And they said it was because Trump said that election was rigged, causing him to lose. And you can't say that. So you can't make those kind of claims on YouTube. You can't, they have strict election policies. I may even get in trouble for talking about just this. But so to me, it's one of those things where it's like, okay, we see what it is, right? Where is the line drawn? With him, it's drawn very thin, and it's not necessarily a straight line. It's got a lot of squiggles in it. He's acknowledged that, but at the same token, do clips of that podcast probably exist, so is mission accomplished? Sure. Again, they were all teamed up with Dana White to make that happen, and Dana White was just on Logan Paul's podcast, who's got beef with Jake Paul, to fight Conor McGregor. It's all a big fucking thing. All the while, Kane's still sitting in jail. So I could give a fuck, really, about the Nelk boys. I could give a fuck about Trump's appearance on their podcast. It was awkward, and there was absolutely no point. It was uncomfortable to watch a bunch of bros call literally the last sitting president, Don. Again, I'm in the military. I was in the military, though. So it's that, to me, that shit was disrespectful. Regardless of your opinion of him. Regardless of your opinion of Obama, Biden, Lincoln, they were the president. So you should treat them with the title that they held, right? If you don't agree with how they got the title, if you don't agree with what the title stands for, that's a separate conversation. But the truth of the matter was, address the man by what he is. If Bill Clinton or Barack Obama or anybody else was sitting in those chairs, they would refer to him as President Obama, Mr. President, whatever. That they've always done that. Whenever George Bush is announced anywhere, it's President Bush, whatever. And he hasn't been president for years. So it's there's a lot of internet, casualness to it. I get that. It was a podcast at where was it, Mar-a-Lago or whatever, and he's talking about he's the best DJ at Mar-a-Lago. I don't care about any of that. He unofficially announced that he was going to run for president. That was, I think, the main goal of it all. And I'm sure by it being taken down, it might have hindered that a little bit. They might have thought they had 2 weeks to clip it up and do whatever, but they still have the original file. They can put the entire thing up and just take that one section out. They might want to clear that with Trump and see how he feels with it. I don't know. Again, it wasn't something I really cared about. It was something I watched because, I'm in this business of entertainment and talking about what's happening. So it was something that did fascinate me, but it was exactly what you thought it was going to be. Oh, I'm the greatest, and we did great numbers, we did great things, everyone else's administration ruined stuff, and we did the best, and okay, what else did you expect? Especially sitting around a room full of bros drinking fucking hard seltzers and shit. Fine, whatever. It's cool. I think there's a lot more there's a lot more compelling and stimulating entertainment out there. That's what I'll say about that one. And at this point, that's kind of how I feel about the Pete Davidson Kanye thing. We know that this is a mess, and I think it is at least 3 adults, who, Pete, Kanye, and Kim, who are in control of that relationship involving kids. So they are involved altogether. A love triangle, if you will. And they can figure this out. Right? Now, they're still humans, and they can make mistakes, and they can emotionally post on social media to dig at somebody, and they can emotionally post at someone knowing that this is the first post I'm making where it's not for them, or whatever. They can still be human beings and live their lives. We are focused on it. For what, is my question to you guys. Why do you care? Is it because this is a genuine problem in the world? I think so. Because here in the city I live in, Shatter McLean was a soldier that was stationed at the base right here by my house, and she had an ex who was stalking her, harassing her. She tried to get a protective order. They said, you don't qualify, he hasn't done X, Y, and Z. She's like, yo, what the fuck? A couple months later, they find her body parts laying out by the side of the highway. After she was missing for months, if not like over a year. And that's no disrespect to Shadow, that's trying to respect her story. Guys, you don't know, right? This is not to disrespect people with mental health struggles, but like, once you start seeing lines of disrespect for normal social etiquette and protocols, you have to at least start to watch a little closer. You know, I've heard that Kim and them have had to get like extra security, and she's trying to get a restraining order, get a protective order against him now. It's like, yo, now it's like officially a problem in the court for you, Kanye. Chill the fuck out, dude. I love you guys. I love you guys very much. I hope that you are all doing well. It's St. Paddy's Day. Please be safe. There's not much going on in the way of sports. We got UFC London going on tomorrow. I guess that is big. 1 o'clock that starts, so check that out. There's a bunch of March Madness is going on right now. You guys will have tons of stuff to watch. I don't watch basketball anymore, so I'll be caught up on the UFC things. Check out the Road to Redemption podcast.com. Get all the new merch. We got a bunch of stuff up there. Go check it out. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you in the next one.